Have you ever seen Lawler do his heel stuff?
Yeah, well, mostly in WWF, but a bit in Memphis as well.
His Memphis stuff was he was over like a son of a gun in Memphis. It was great heel, and he could make a baby face in one night. See, that's what you got to do when you have heels. You want to push this baby face, put him over the first night, put him over strongly over your top heel. And if you had a heel like Lawler, you could go out and talk heat back into his character. You got it. And that's what they don't have today. They don't have a heel like Lawler, and they're still building them. They may get one. SmackDown may get one, but I think that Lawler, if they would just follow the rules that were set like 50 years ago, 40 years ago, they'd still be in better shape.
I actually watched the Jerry Lawler Ric Flair Memphis episode. And man, I mean, it's more interview promo than match itself, because I think the match only goes like 8 or 10 minutes or whatever it is. And,
interesting though.
Yeah, and do you know why it's interesting? It's because they're talking to each other like they're real people, like they're superstars, but they're real people. They're not faking that sort of that weird inflection that all wrestlers today do in their promos, that no one would talk to in real life. Jerry Lawler's just being fakely nice, trying to butter up Ric Flair. Ric Flair's being just the arrogant person. He never raises his voice once before the match. So, well, let me tell you something, sir, and then they go and have the match, and then they do the screaming later and everything. But man, why can no one just be real?
Well, I don't know why. We were real then. I'm going to send you an interview. I may have already sent it to you, of me and Lawler doing this interview, and it goes about 8 or 10 minutes. But it's because, like, Lawler, I've known you years, and all the people know this. They know that I would ride to the matches with her. I mean, it wasn't as big as WWE, so you could watch the parking lot from a lot of these little shows and watch who rode with who and who got out and who was friendly and who was this and who was that. But when you put it, and that was always the motto in Memphis, make it personal, and you had it. Because you could make it personal and tell a story to be compelling enough for you to buy a ticket and watch it. See, the last run I had with Lawler, we only had 3 matches. It took about 2 months to do it, but we didn't go match. We win a match, then we'd talk about each other 2 weeks, then we'd come back to another match. Then we'd talk each other 2 or 3 weeks, back to another match. We only had 3 matches in that time period, but there were matches that were sellouts. Over, just an issue, just a personal issue. And Lawler, one of these matches I went, almost all of them, I was a big baby face and Lawler was a big baby face. But when we went out there, Lawler turned about half heel. And I turned about half heel because some people wanted to see Lawler win. Some people wanted to see me win. And you had to watch how you did that, because you had to watch how you beat either one of us, because no matter who you beat, you pissed off the other half of the crowd. So we kept it. We come back with somebody will leave. I forgot the other match or whatever. I forgot what it was, but we had 3 matches, and one of them was a cage match, and one of them was no falls count. They were gimmick matches, but they worked because they still, and we never raised our voices except at the end. Maybe I slapped Lawler or Lawler slapped me. See, when I beat Lawler for the title, this one angle I'm talking about, the natural tendency is for the one that lost the title to get a rematch. It wasn't that way. Lawler, I won the match, but Lawler didn't want a rematch. No, Lawler wanted the rematch, and he was the champion, and I wouldn't give it to him. That's just reverse. And I says, when I get ready to give you the match, I'll let you know. And then we just took it from there in little stages. I'll send you this and see what you think of it, and we can play it back on the show.
Yeah, I think we should do as well, definitely. This is sort of out of nothing, but when you talk about like someone going half heel and half heel, there's a great match. It's a WWF match from 86, Randy Savage versus Jake the Snake Roberts. Now, they're both bad guys at the time, and it's one of the best matches you'll ever see. So it's just a recommendation for anyone else who wants to watch that. But it's on one of the Saturday night's main events. If you got the network or Peacock or whatever, get it, definitely.
Matches like that are fun to watch, even if you've been in the business 40 years or 50 years like I have.
They don't even get near a finish. The referee ends up throwing it out at the end. So yep. I've spoiled it. But the referee throws it out due to the uncontrollable nature of the combatants. But it's a great match if anyone watches it.
Well, this was before, we don't need a bunch of DQs. I agree. A bunch of DQs hurts your whole card. But a DQ on an important match leaves it open without beating anybody. Then you can come back and, now you can have a finish. I'm always a big believer in finishes, but there is that rule. There's a rule to the rule that used sparingly, DQs work. There's also Madison Square Garden, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't know if it's Madison Square Garden. I don't know.
Madison Square Garden, they could do that because they're not back in that building for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Or at least a month. They could do that and just talk about it along the way. See, Savage could have an angle going with a babyface. Jake could have it going with another babyface. And all of a sudden, they just happen to not like each other, have that match. But look at the doors you leave open. Leave it to two babyfaces you could pull in. You could have tag matches. Actually, you could have them tag up. But what a way for both of them to turn back heel attacking a babyface. So you got all those doors open instead of saying, well, I don't know what we're going to do because we've already done this and this and this. That to me is how you tell inexperienced creative people. They have no idea what to do. That's why, and you can agree with this or not, that's why they needed somebody like Vince. Not say the Vince of the last 3 or 4 years, but Vince before, he's seen it all. So he can see, but I think he worked himself way back into a bubble where he didn't know how to get out of. So, but since Vince is gone and they have a new regime running the company, the show has increased about 100%.